Good morning, YouTube. April is not here. She is in Chicago visiting her parents, so I'm kind of left alone, and being a simp, I'm completely lost. So I needed to do something, and I decided to do a walk-around video on the 3 cars that I am selling no reserve on Cars and Bids. And I'm going to do this without any cuts, full walk-around short drives on all 3, which is unusual for me because usually I do jump cuts, I mess something up and say something weird and then cut off and then put it back in. So I am going to try to not do that, just my unfiltered stream of consciousness. See, something like that. There's an airplane flying by. Normally I would cut that out, but I'm not going to. But I'm doing this sort of as a sales tool for selling these 3 no reserve on Cars and Bids. So we can get started with the 2001 Porsche 911 Turbo right here, which I bought from a local Porsche dealer after it was traded in. And it's interesting, the Carfax says it spent a lot of time in Las Vegas, and I'm pretty sure it was a rental because it has 146,000 miles on it. At some point the paint faded, and you can see they repainted it in this bass boat glitter to give it more rental appeal, and that has since faded as well. So an interesting history, and being a Tiptronic car, I thought this was the perfect example to make into a safari vehicle, and that is what I've done. I've spent I don't know, somewhere around $20,000 to do that on top of the purchase price. So yeah, I'm a complete idiot, but someone will enjoy the fruits of my, well, it's a wizard's labor, but the fruits of my money, I suppose. But on the exterior, it is a scruffy 911 Turbo, and I love that fact. So I'll walk around. The flaws are so numerous it'd be sort of hard to point them all out, but you can see on the hood, something has rubbed all the way through the paint there. Headlights faded, chips everywhere, fenders really faded, but the suspension kit is really heavy duty, really well done. Sort of hard to see without you know, really getting it up on the lift, but you can see there's the Elephant Racing control arm there, and then the slider with the bumper there that goes all the way to the front, bolted to the frame, so really sturdy, really well done. Aftermarket wheels, they're called DTM. They look like vintage wheels, but they are not. And you have about a 2 or 3 inch lift on the suspension, and then the tires give you another couple of inches, so the clearance is really good. You have a rock slider down the side there, and a roof basket up here. You can see I did a Boxster spare tire. Well, not a spare, it's a full-size tire, but it's black, and then a used tire that matches the new ones that are all the way around. Now, there are spacers on these wheels. I think they are 10mm spacers. Maybe if I was keeping it, I would go a little bit wider on the back, since it does sort of stick in, but since it is an off-roader, I guess that does look appropriate. But you walk all the way around, you can see, you know, little defects here and there, little things. The spoiler does not deploy that hydraulic actuator for it. Doesn't work. I didn't bother to fix it. It's very expensive to fix with the hydraulic system. You can do an electric conversion that's a lot more reasonable. But little cracks in the tail lamp there. You go underneath, and there was a little bit of an oil leak from the timing chain cover when we first inspected it, like a little bit of seepage, but it wasn't worth doing. We fixed some other leaks, but mostly a lot of work into the suspension to make it a Safari. It's been very solid. These Mezger engines are very solid, you know, really robust machines, and that automatic transmission does make it, I think, more fun for off-roading as far as, you know, if you get stuck on something, which I only did once. For people who did see the video, yes, I did take it a little rough off-road, got it very muddy, damaged a air inlet pipe, and thankfully did that after I drove through all the deep water, so I didn't get water in the engine or mess anything up, but I did have to drop the engine out to fix it. Another $2,000 for that, but I was being pretty stupid. But you go inside, the seats, interior, all very nice. I think these seats were replaced at one point because the heated seats don't work. It doesn't match up, but yeah, starts right up. I don't think that is stock. I think the resonator has been removed, but sounds really good. I do have the radio code for it. I just haven't put it in. We'll take it for a quick drive. I think you might have saw in the back the bumperettes were missing as well, the little impact bumper things that were special in the 2001s. So I'll just do a quick ride up the tarmac here and back, the taxiway. So she is happy, she is healthy. The long travel suspension makes it very smooth and nice, easy to get in and out of, but obviously it's for off-road fun. So this is a really cool machine. Not much else to say. It's a Hooptie, but it is a 911 turbo, and a lot of money has been spent going through it. So next we will move on to the Land Rover, which is another off-roader that I went a little too far off-roading with, but it's since been very, very fixed. There it is. So this one is an Evoque convertible. Very rare, and when it was sold new, it was a lemon law buyback, I think because of the rear hatch, which the rear hatch works perfectly on it now. And yeah, you can see, all opens up just fine. It did have a brake fluid leak when I first got it, so I was topping it off. That line has since been replaced. You do have a few extra little trim bits here in the back, which I guess haven't been put back on, but it is missing some of the underbody panels. Unfortunately, in the off-roading, I did do some damage to the underbody panels, but all of the stuff is back on as much as it can be. And oh no, somebody's firing up their old Stearman over there. But yeah, we'll do a quick walk around. You can see I didn't repaint the front bumper, so this has been cleaned up as much as possible. Some of it is, you know, bug juice or whatever I call this. This is just bug juice from driving it once at night. It's that time of year, but you get down low, and there's a bit of damage. That's bug juice, but there's a bit of damage there. Underneath, you have some extra screws to hold all of this on, and I think it's missing its main underbody panel. Tires could definitely use a replacement. They're pretty thin all the way around, a little bit of scratches here and there. I did repaint this side because there was damage right here from before I purchased it, like a dent that went into the paint, and then I scraped down the side. It probably would have buffed out for the most part, but that dent there, now you want to paint it to make it better than it was when new. Walk around here. It's actually a pretty clean car. There is one chip right there that has been touched up. And we go inside. I forget that I can't pause. I'm not cutting this. We go inside, and very nicely cleaned up in here. No remnants of my off-road excursion. It's been sitting a long time, so that low battery warning comes on when it says please start the engine. Oh, I don't have the key. Darn it, it's sitting right here on this table. Once again, this uncut things, no jump cuts, no jump cuts. All right, there we go. All right, starting it up again. There we go. Unfortunately, the previous owner didn't disclose to me, or maybe he didn't know, that the head gasket was bad and somebody put a miracle worker in a can to fix it. That blew, sort of took the engine. It just seemed like it was a smarter thing to do to replace the engine, which is what we did. So it has a used replacement engine with around the same miles. I think it was 80 or 90,000 miles. Just a Ford-based turbo 4-cylinder in there. Very tidy. A lot of suspension work done as well. That brake line. But afterwards, it's been a really solid citizen, nice driving car. And yes, it is a convertible. Down she goes with that switch. Maybe, if I close the door. Try this again. There we go. So that makes it fun. And all that is working well. The soft top is in good shape. See, decent sized back seats with the top down. You don't have the headroom issues. Air blowing nice and cold. Everything working just fine. Take it out. Very, very goofy thing. Sorry, I'll buckle my seatbelt since it'll beep all the time. But very fun. Much more refined and comfortable and a nice cruiser compared to, say, a Jeep or whatever convertible SUVs out there. I do like the driving experience quite a bit. And there are no lingering issues from me taking it off-road in my drained pond. I did make quite a mess of it. It was all detailed back up. Like I said, engine replaced, everything gone through. And yes, it is a previous lemon law buyback, but it seemed like it's for a silly thing. But I'm selling it no reserve. So who knows what this one will bring, but yeah, should bring a lot of enjoyment to the next owner. And next to it, well, the belle of the ball, yeah, a Park Avenue Ultra 2003. And this is if Grandpa, well, wanted to go racing with this one. So yeah, I bought this one from a noted collector or dealer of these sort of vintage era sort of town cars and Buicks and things. And he bought it from, I think, an estate. It had been sitting for a while and didn't go through anything. And it's funny, it had all the original 3800 stuff that was wrong with it that we needed to go through as far as the normal leaks and doing the coolant elbows and all that stuff. But it is the Ultra, so it's the supercharged 3800 showing, I think, 76,000 miles. And yes, very, very, very tidy. Now this isn't a mint show car. It does have plenty of dings and scratches and things. There's a little bit of dust. The headlights, I think they look better than this. The sun's sort of hitting it the wrong way. You can see one crease right here in the fender. The trim here's gotten a little bit faded in the door. A little scratch there. You go around the back, and I think there's yeah, residual, touched up scratches. There was some kind of sticker here, like a AAA sticker or whatever, that's left a residue. Then the normal old man on the garage door kind of scratch right here that's been touched up. Touched up everything, but it's original paint and it just has a, plenty of wear in it. Has a pinstripe on it that's starting to show some fade as well. You go down the passenger side, see similar sort of fade here, but very presentable, very nice, and it is a really cool spec of the end of the road for these big Buicks, and that 3800 is just wonderful. You go inside, and it is very, very clean on the inside, so the front bench folds down into here. I guess a little bit of wear on that center armrest. The back, see, very, very nice in here. And we will start this one up as well. And this is sort of the sports car driver spec, or if great grandpa wanted to go racing, because it is a heads-up display. I'm not sure if it'll pick up on the camera, but it's optioned with the heads-up display, which is really rare to show the miles, the speedometer, miles per hour, and other alerts and messages and things, but no sunroof options. So once again, sort of the sportsman spec. And my favorite little quirk with these, with the radio, say when you turn it on, you can control the volume. Sorry. But basically the volume button goes up and down with the steering wheel. It matches up to it. But everything working in this car, a lot of work done under the hood, the normal 3800 leaks and stuff taken care of. Air ride, I think, completely replaced in the back. I do have all the service records. New catalytic converter. Adding up, I think it's around over $3,000, maybe a little shy of that. That sounds really weird that I said that, but we're here. We're taking it out. And this time of year, with this sort of fall air where it's a bit cooler, that supercharger's really happy. Just pulls. Great riding, really smooth. It's just one of those, they don't make them like they used to anymore. Yeah, 76,000 miles. It's been detailed up really nice. Concert sound audio system does sound really good when you're not inside of a hangar, where it's blocking the radio reception. But yes, this is a really clean driver for someone, and it came from a state where I don't think they salted the roads because the undercarriage is really nice. We'll get back into the hangar and I'll show you that. That's really important with these because they can get really crusty underneath, and this one is pretty exceptional in that sense. Back in we go. See that heads-up display really well, I think. All right, kind of matches the 599's Venezia paint. I got 2 fobs, 2 keys on this one. But yeah, take a look at how pretty this thing is underneath. Really, really nice. And I put brand new Continental tires on it as well, since it had been sitting for a while. The tires weren't in bad shape, but they had been sitting for too long, so they were out of round. didn't balance. So that is the cars. Oh, seeing a little bit of bird poo damage on the mirror, really showing they're in the sun. But yeah, that is the 3 cars that I'm selling. No reserve on Cars and Bids. I'll have their links below, so bid early and bid often. You can get some very interesting hoopties from the Hooptie fleet. I'm cleaning things out a little bit so I can move over into the new garage, Hooptie's Garage 3.0, which is very, very close. Thank you so much for watching.